The unexpected journey of Grace. Grace had always been a planner. From a young age, she mapped out her life in careful detail. She dreamed of becoming a lawyer, owning a beautiful home in the city, and traveling the world. She believed that as long as she worked hard and stayed disciplined, everything would fall into place. For a while, it seemed like her plan was working. Grace graduated at the top of her class, got accepted into a prestigious law school, and secured an internship at a renowned firm. Everything seemed perfect. Yet, deep inside, she felt a growing emptiness she couldn't ignore. One summer, while preparing for her bar exam, tragedy struck. Grace's mother, her greatest supporter, fell seriously ill. Doctors said it was cancer, and the prognosis was grim. Grace was devastated. She put her career on hold and moved back to her small hometown to care for her mother. During those long, difficult months, Grace began to question everything. Why would God allow this to happen? Why was her carefully planned life crumbling before her eyes? Her frustration turned into nightly prayers filled with tears. One evening, as she sat beside her mother's bed, her mother, weak but smiling, said, "Grace, I know you're angry, but remember, God's plans are always greater than ours. Sometimes, He breaks us so He can rebuild us into something better." Those words stayed with Grace, even after her mother passed away. Though her heart was heavy with grief, she decided to trust in God's plan, even if it made no sense to her at the time. Months turned into years, and Grace began volunteering at a local community center in her town. She found herself drawn to helping underprivileged families navigate legal issues. She started offering free legal aid and workshops to empower people who couldn't afford a lawyer. The work was challenging, but for the first time in her life, Grace felt fulfilled. She saw how her legal knowledge could change lives, bring justice, and give hope to those who had none. The emptiness she once felt was replaced with a sense of purpose she had never known. One day, she received a call from a national nonprofit organization. They had heard about her work and wanted her to lead a new initiative to provide legal aid across the country. It was an opportunity Grace could have never imagined for herself. As she stood on stage years later, receiving an award for her service, Grace thought about her journey. Her mother's words echoed in her mind, "God's plans are always greater than ours." Her life didn't turn out the way she had planned, but it turned out far better than she could have dreamed. Grace realized that every setback, every heartbreak, and every detour had been part of God's perfect plan for her. This story highlights how trusting in God's plan, even when life seems confusing or painful, can lead to a purpose-filled and fulfilling life.